that. We are on, by the way, Johnny, for your reference.
I know what the opening song means. It means we started.
All right. Hello and welcome back to Sports for Dummies, the number one podcast experience on the planet. My name is Josh, your guide to the world of sports. I'm joined by the man, the myth, the NBA guru, John.
Hello, everybody. What a day.
No.
What?
I haven't not finished my intro. In this
just
episode, we are going to recap today's day over in America, the 11th of the 1st, 2024. For those Australians watching, it was the 12th of the 1st, 2024. There was a big amount of games. There was an absolute shellacking, so stay tuned. We're also going to reveal our number 5th player on the NBA, on the top 10 current NBA players of all time. So our number 5th from John and I. And, well, that's about bloody all, isn't it? That's what we're going to be doing.
What a day today. We were saying the last couple of days have been average. What a day. There was a big upset, a big statement made, and a record was broken. We'll add it up there. It's it was really good today. So look forward to going through it.
Awesome, guys. We're going to jump straight in. So we had first things first, the Cavs and the Nets. Cavs got up 1-1-1 to the Nets 1-0-2. Then are we touching on the Bucks and the Celtics first? Or
No,
last?
we can go to it. Donovan Mitchell had 45 points and 12 rebounds and 6 assists. It was really, that was probably the most lackluster game of the day.
The Cavs and the Nets?
Yeah, that was probably, but Donovan Mitchell had a massive game with 45 and 12. And Cleveland 22 and 15. Like, just going along nicely.
It's surprising.
We don't talk about them a lot in all seriousness, but they've got a really good record.
They're doing well. We are going to go through the standings at the very end of this. I think in my opinion, there's 4 teams that are up there to take this out. I don't see my Clippers as one of them, but we'll keep on track and keep going through the games. We're going to go through in sort of the priority order from where we thought the games actually ranked in terms of popularity, in our opinion. Then we had, I would say, the Mavs and the Knicks. Mavs 128 to the Knicks 124. Now, there was something which is quite funny for those out there. Your boy Kyrie
Was sensational.
which we're just going to play some of his highlights and go in between.
Absolutely sensational.
He played incredible.
He was absolutely phenomenal.
What did he have? I think he had 44.
He had 44, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists. He was just absolutely... It was just great to watch. And this is where people, I think, misinterpret my point on Kyrie. It actually angers me how good he is.
Damn.
I mean, he shot 57% from the field, 60% from 3. What frustrates me is his talent is as good as any.
Yeah.
In terms of scoring the basketball, it's just a pity that his ego at the end of the stint with LeBron has just festered over to everywhere else, and he believes his own hype. Like, he's not humble. Like, you've heard him refer himself as an artist and whatnot. Mate, you play basketball and you're one of the best to ever do it in terms of ability. But the amount of games that he misses through injury, the amount he misses through his attitude, trying to save the spotted owl. This is the basketball we want to see. But the problem with this, he did this at the Nets multiple times. You might go have 4 or 5 big games, then he'll get injured. Then he'll get in trouble because he'll say something stupid.
Damn, that was a good pass.
Mate, he was awesome.
He's on fire.
He was awesome from an individual standpoint. And then in terms of team basketball, I looked silly because there was a thing on Facebook today and on a group. And it was like, who's the most overrated player? And Kyrie had just dropped 44. I wrote Kyrie.
Oh, wow.
And
Everyone went, yeah.
And the heat that I got.
Yep.
But my point is, in terms of team, like we said, we've spoken about this before, we never actually insult anyone's talent.
No, by no means.
Not once, because we know how talented these guys are. We're not disputing that, but there's more to it. Clearly in the game of basketball, the mentality, the drive, the attitude.
Yeah.
Kyrie was having all these things too. Like going into, they beat the best regular season side ever coming from 3-1 down. LeBron was absolutely amazing, But Kyrie scored, it was huge, 32 in the last game. He's hit the biggest shot in a final, in a game 7. And it's just disappointing that just that's it.
Yeah.
I want to see this in the playoffs.
No, I completely agree. I think it was pretty cool to see that he came out and he played.
Because we've seen
He's
this
played
before.
with a vengeance. It's like he heard you, John. He heard you.
I hope so,
talking about
because
him.
he is one of the most exciting people.
One of the best ball handlers
watch.
you ever watch, skillfully.
But we know basketball. This
Fine specimen on the court when he's playing.
But this happens. Like players, everyone has a big game.
Yeah.
And he'll have another big game.
Yeah.
It's where is their team going to finish? And my point to someone going back at them was, the West is chock-a-blocked. It's loaded, yes, but
Yeah,
they've got Luka Doncic, who's a top 5 player, and Kyrie Irving, who is that everyone calls him the most skilled player ever.
Yep.
Best handles. Can you not tell me they should not be fighting for a
100% they should. They've got
That's
arguably,
them losing is not an option.
No,
which is my point.
And I think for the team, for the Mavs, I think just having, Luka's arguably up there with being in MVP contention
Correct.
at the moment.
It's been
and
huge.
He's been huge. So I think, look, it's good to see Kyrie come back and actually have some good form.
Yep.
Whether or not they win, two different things. It's
How long is this going to hold up for, and what's he
Yeah.
going to do in the playoffs? Because they will make the playoffs.
And all they need to do is if they can stick it out, find their rhythm, have, Kyrie's a clutch player. He's one of the most skillful players out there to ever do it. He arguably is. Like, they created a whole fucking movie series of him being an old man, and he tore it up. It was awesome. So I've always had a soft spot for him. I've always loved all these little movies and those, what are they called again? The grandpa when he goes out and does a series. I just think he started that trend, and you just watch his skills. But he's a very good street baller. But he's fucking, look at him on the NBA court when he actually plays and crushes it. He's a freak.
What he does with the ball is absolutely phenomenal, and that's where I think people misinterpret my views, is saying that I think he's got no skill. It's no, I actually think he's got so much skill that he hasn't lived up to it.
Yeah, he's got so much, the potential's there. It's like he should have, has he won an MVP?
No, he's never been close. He's never been in the conversation.
That's what I'm saying. If he's, the most skillful player in the world,
Correct.
if you can be the most consistent, like the Joker, as much as you might not like his style, I don't like his style of play.
There's a guy who aesthetically looks horrible, but does it at night in, night out. When he had adversity after he'd won his 2 MVPs, and people were saying he was the worst MVP winner ever. He didn't deserve it. They robbed him of a 3rd. He went in that following playoffs and destroyed everyone. There's a difference in attitude. It just shows the game's about attitude.
Yep, no, I completely agree. Then we'll jump in. We had the next game, which in our opinion was probably 3rd on the list of relevance. The Lakers and the Suns. The Lakers 109 to the Suns 127. Really an absolute shellacking by the Suns. I mean, they're very similar teams on the standings, and it was surprising to see them just come out and absolutely give it to them. And it was interesting because you said that KD didn't have his finest game. It was actually Bradley Beal who carried.
37. Well, this is interesting. So LeBron, he still keeps the longest having double-digit points run, which is crazy. He only had 10.
What's that on for? How long has he done it?
It's longer than memory.
He probably just had to get the 10th. He's like, I need to get the double digits.
Well,
guys.
it happened to MJ scored 4 points, and the coach took him out, and he's like, that was actually it was like a 12-year record.
Yeah.
That he hadn't done it, and then the next day he scored 50. This is just showing, I think he scored 12 the other day. As good as LeBron is in this, I'm not having a go at him because he's absolutely phenomenal. He is very much slowing down.
100%.
He's slowing down, and it shows in the team. I mean, look at this box score. Like, LeBron 10. Davis 13 points. Austin Reeves 13 points. D'Angelo Russell, who's been under pressure, actually was their best player with 19. Like, that's a horrible stat line.
Yeah, no. That's an unfamiliar Lakers side. And it's interesting.
They're yuck.
Well, it's interesting to see the phase out of, LeBron clearly is coming out of his, he's been the best player of all time. He's still up there as one of the best
Did you say he was the best player of all time?
He's been one of the best players of all time in the league at the moment.
Yeah,
He's the
okay,
best player. Sorry.
let's be
I'll
very
very
specific
clear
on
with
that.
that one. Sorry, guys. Any viewers who are watching still after 10 minutes, there's an incorrect comment there. I take it back.
It's more for the people who are going to watch in a couple of days, which is what seems like's happening at the moment.
Yeah, very, very true. But no, LeBron has been, the number one in the league for quite a while, and it's interesting. I think that baton's definitely going on to someone else. And yeah, I mean, I think we can jump straight into the next sort of game that we had, which was, we're going to say, the Bucks and the Celtics, in my opinion, which is I know it's a weird one. We're going to say this is fourth on the list.
The Bucks are back, baby!
All right, so the Bucks got up. I didn't even get that on camera. So we had Bucks and the Celtics. Bucks 135 to 102 the Celtics. So Johnny, do you want to lead the way on the conversation around that? I know your boys got up and you were pretty pumped.
Do we have the highlights?
Yes, we do. I will pull them up for everyone who is watching. Let me just make sure they are the correct ones. Yep, here we go. So it was an absolute, it was an expedition by the Bucks, to be honest. Came out and made an absolute statement, in my opinion.
So this is huge. This is huge. So the Celtics since 2021, 2022 have absolutely owned the Bucks mentally.
Yeah.
And own them. And I was very worried. I thought we were done. Massive issues regarding our defense. And even like at our peak, we struggled with the Celtics. We were up by 30 in the second quarter, and we just made a statement. This has changed the whole landscape of the NBA, because the East I thought was a lock for the Celtics. Now I still think they're the favourite, but now the Bucks have just shown with that dominant display. Everyone played for the Celtics. They're the real deal. They're the real deal. They can get it together. They can beat anyone, and it just makes it so exciting in the East.
How did Lillard go?
Lillard had, so in terms of scoring, he had 21 points. Giannis had 24 and 12. It was just Bobby Portis had 28 off the bench.
So it was a really well-rounded game.
It was a really well-rounded game.
Okay.
Like it was a really well. The Celtics had 10 points for Jaylen Brown, 7 points for Tatum, 6 for Porzingis, 2 for White, and 6 for Holiday. They were horrible.
Yeah, right.
Now a lot of their players, they played.
He shot a 3 and then he was doing like a wiggle. That was great.
They played. Now the Celtics players were benched, I think, halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah, right.
But this has changed the landscape of basketball, because I still think the Celtics are the favourites, but the East is now up for grabs, and the Bucks are right there. And I can't wait to see. I would love to imagine them going at it for the Eastern Conference. It would be huge. So that's what we want to see.
Yeah, so I think that there's going to be, those teams. I think Bucks and the Celtics and the Nuggets and the Sabertooth Tigers. We're going to say the Timberwolves, because I can't not say that. No one's going to understand.
So you reckon they're the 4?
They're the 4 that I think will be there. As much as I love my Clippers, I don't think the Thunder have it in them. I know I made that call. I know I made a bold statement, but I think I disputed with, not disputed. I said to Harley, Harley Sports Talks, he's a Thunder man, and I kind of just said, no, I don't think they're going to get up this year. I think I've made some bold calls which were wrong. I think the Warriors and the Thunder were probably my 2 wrong calls. I did say the Bucks would win today.
You did,
and I did say the Celtics would win yesterday.
I think you've had 3 days in a row where you've got the big game.
Yeah, I said that the Clippers were going to win the day after we lost. I said it would happen. Yeah, it didn't surprise me.
I want you to look in the camera then and say, I retract my statement. The Thunder cannot win the championship this year.
I retract my statement. The Thunder will not win the championship in the NBA 2023 to 2024.
Oh, he put it on the date stamp.
Yep. 100%. I just don't. You look at the talent coming through the other teams. I think they'll be close. They will be up in the conference finals or just before. I just don't think they can take it the next level. I don't think they have the experience yet.
Okay.
I think they'll get to a playoff. Like they'll get really close to the finals. I just don't think they'll get
that's
to
fair.
that point. Or if they do get there, good on them. I just don't see them winning.
You just can't say them winning.
I can't see.
There's a lot of
changes.
They are inexperienced.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong. Like, I just think the other 4 squads have so much more experience in finals versus what the Thunder do, and versus like I love the Clippers. Don't get me wrong, and we've got a lot of finals. We've got a lot of finals experience in that squad, especially having Kawhi, who's been.
Do you reckon? Let's say this is an interesting question. If the Clippers and the Thunder, which could happen, meet in a playoff, I don't care which round it is.
Yep.
And if you had to pick for 7 games,
Who's going to win?
Who do you reckon would win right now?
Right now, I would say Clippers.
Okay.
Based on, I just think they'd have the edge mentally over 7 games. I think the Thunder would get up in the first one, and I think then the Clippers would come back and really clutch it and probably take it home 4-2. That's what I reckon the score would be between them if they played right now. That's nothing against the Thunder. I think they're an incredible squad. I just think they would have an edge over the 7.
Because you have said and known that they dropped the 1 game to the Lakers, which looks fucking horrible now. But the Clippers are playing well, and you have said you can see them making a conference final.
Yeah, so I can. I think if they, and I reckon they'll come. Like, I hope they don't come up against the Thunder early. I'd be worried.
Yeah.
I don't know why they would, considering the standings.
Just because you said they'll beat them doesn't mean you want to verse them.
No, fuck no. Because it would be one of those things where, like, I think, as I'm saying, right now in this current moment, I think we would have the edge on them. I think that'd be very close games. I just think with our experience and the 4 players we have, that'd just be way too. Fuck, we timed that well.
Always.
For anyone who's watching this is the nice little washing machine.
We gotta wear clothes, guys. Come on.
Yeah, otherwise we were just gonna be shirtless.
Well, that will be very soon.
April Fools, motherfuckers. No,
You're right. No, that's a thing.
Yeah, that wasn't meant anyone to know, but they wouldn't have no idea what I meant.
They still don't know what you mean.
All right, we're gonna jump into the final game, which actually had the Thunder. It was an absolute shellacking. Thunder and the Blazers. 139 the Thunder to the Blazers.
Records broken.
77. This is an NBA franchise record for the Thunder. 62-point win. An absolute demolition by the Thunder. They came out. They wanted to make a statement. They have not been playing well. I mean, the Trailblazers aren't a great squad, but gee, they've done a fucking. I think that was the top 5th biggest loss in the NBA.
Up there in the 5th, and Portland have actually
huge.
give me. I had and Portland are the first team to have multiple 60-point wins in the franchise losses in a career.
That's big. Like that's a mental game. If you lost by 62 points, how will you go for the rest of the season? You know you've just been pummeled.
Yeah.
That's a hard one. You know what? It puts them in a position though, whereas Rocky would say, you get punched down, you got to get up. But there's only one way you're going, and I guess maybe that'll really put a fire in their team. Thunder, not a surprise there. I mean, they got up. How did their team go? Did they perform pretty well across the board?
We've got the highlights of the shellacking.
Oh yes, we do too. 4th. Here we go. I actually forgot that I actually had them. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, it was. Did SGA play pretty well?
So we had. I mean, Dort had 11 and 3. Jalen Williams 21. Chet Holmgren had 19 points, 4 boards, so it was handy. Giddy had the quickest recorded triple-double in terms of minutes on the court?
Not the quickest. It was for 100% field goal percentage within 25 minutes. He got that.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Well, he had a triple-double.
The Aussie boy.
And, mate, he's killing it. And SGA 31, they were just too good. And, I mean, that's a good win because, I mean, after they did beat the Nuggets, I think they've been a bit sloppy.
Yeah.
And just to get a massive win like that, that's huge for them.
Well, they hit some form. I think I said straight after that Nuggets game to see them come out and beat them. I think maybe they had just had a long run. Maybe their players were a little bit too tired. Maybe they just lost a little bit of legs and they went on a little bit of not a losing streak, but they lost the games they should have won. As do we all. But that's the problem with the Thunder, I think, for me, is that I think they'll lose the games that they probably shouldn't, and that'll probably cost them in the end. But I do think they can go toe-to-toe with those big 4 that I did mention. I just don't see them taking it out for the year. But they are an incredible squad. It's amazing to see them play. I mean, you see this. It's an absolute shellacking.
They should be, for the next 5 years, they should be
They'll be up there. They'll win.
They should be one of the favourites in the West.
100%. And I think
And the West is tough.
West is the hardest conference by a long shot. You know, realistically, you look at the Eastern Conference, you got the Bucks, the Celtics, and, you know, the 76ers. I don't think, you know, the Heat aren't really up there with the contention. I don't think anyone else is.
Let's actually go through the standings, actually, because we haven't gone through it for
let's just what this is an expedition. 99 to 52 halfway through the third. This is an absolute shellacking, and these guys were out having fun. That's the one thing that I actually really enjoyed watching back is these guys were really, really having fun with their game.
The Thunder are a good, exciting side to watch.
Yeah, they didn't even put the final real bit up. They just kind of said, "Nah, we're calling it." It was a
It's like mercy rule.
literally.
Engineers just be like, all right, we're not counting
No,
scores
we're not.
anymore.
We're done. We're absolutely finito. So we're going to run through. Do you want to run through the entire? Do you want me to run through the entire standings?
Sure.
So we're going to go into the Eastern Conference. So first, you've got the Celtics.
Who are clear? Who are clear?
Yeah.
We want to break them up because you got the Celtics, and then there's a gap.
There is a bit. There's a three. There's actually no. There's probably more than a 3-game. Oh no, just 3-game. 3-game gap.
It's a 3-game gap.
Where's my math
with
on
the
that
Bucks? Then from the 76ers
There's another
down
3.
to 8. There's
Very
only
close.
2 games between them. So you got the 76ers, who you think is best out of them. Then you've got Pacers, Cavs, Knicks, and those 3 are going very nice.
Yeah, you know what? I'm underestimating. I did not realize that the Knicks and the Cavs have really started to ramp it up. Magic were there at the start.
They've dropped off.
They really have.
I had someone saying I was giving them no respect, and there's always a year in the NBA in each conference where a team starts really well, and you're like,
Yeah.
how long is that going to last? Magic
No,
were
agreed.
that side, and not because I don't think they have good young players. I just don't think they're going to be there.
No, I agree. Oh, look, I actually did not realize. So you've got, from the 3rd all the way through to the 8th, you've got a 2-game different. Like, there's only 2 games between them, so it's open.
The West, it feels like the East, even though it's definitely not as strong as the West, feels like it's getting a bit better as the year progresses. Like, the Pacers are awesome to watch. Cavs are doing nicely, and the Knicks have been awesome since they got OG.
So I don't think, personally, I can't see anyone else other than the Celtics or the Bucks taking it.
Not at all, but it just makes it interesting.
It's giving it a bit of flair now.
Can one of those teams knock out one of the other ones? It just makes it more exciting when they play each other. I think 76 is at the top of that crop.
Yeah.
They've almost, even though they've only got a 1-thing gap, it feels like they're a bit above the Pacers.
That's what I'm saying. Those are the 3. I think the Pacers, they were, for their in-season tournament, had some form. Then they found some more form this year. I think they're a great squad. I think as they lost Halliburton, I think that's going to be a bit of, hold the fort, make sure they just get the wins they can.
Well, they've won 2 without him, and the Cavs have the best record, having winning streak.
Yeah.
4 in a row.
Yep. They're doing pretty well in the conference. So, yeah, I mean, there's no real surprise. You've got the top or the bottom 2, Wizards and the Pistons. They've lost 6 in a row. It's disaster for the Pistons. They're 3-35.
I think I'd rather be the Pistons than the Wizards, though. The Wizards have 2 quote unquote stars.
Very true.
Like, the Pistons have shit. Like, we know where the Pistons are. Jordan Poole, for what he demanded, his arrogance, they are second last.
Yeah.
They're the worst team for me.
I'll be honest. Yeah, it completely shocks me that. Now, it's really funny. When you look at I'm going to go into the Western Conference. This is such a deep, fucking good conference. Like, I understand, being a team like the Suns or the Lakers, how it must be hard to be a fan and watch this because it is fucking competitive. Like, I was just going to run through the top. So you got the Timberwolves.
Okay, at 12, I'll let you run through, but
equal first. There's an equal first now.
So
Thunder
I'll let you do that.
First.
Okay, at 12th position's the Warriors.
This is what I'm saying.
If they get hot, they can do damage.
But the Jazz have hit some form. Jazz took on Lakers can hit form when they need to. The Rockets seem to be just this weird team that float between 10th and 7th.
I agree.
You've got the Suns, which can fucking turn it on
Well,
at any point.
They've got the 3-headed monster, and they should beat up the bad sides pretty easily.
100%. But the hard thing, and then you got the Mavs, Pelicans, Kings, I'm just going to run through. So equal first, you've got the Timberwolves and the Thunder. You've got 26 and 11. They're both there. Then you've got the Nuggets, 26 and 13. So they're arguably, 3 teams that are fucking close. Then you got the Clippers, 24 and 13. The Kings and the Pelicans and the Mavs, only one game behind, realistically. Like,
Yep.
it's not far off. And then you got the Suns, a little bit the 3 game behind. And then you've got Rockets and Lakers, that's starting to really drop off. But it's still so competitive between 8th and,
the
12th.
Jazz have taken out the Timberwolves and they've taken out the Nuggets and the Celtics. The Bucks.
Yeah. It's, I'm actually...
Like the Jazz and they've won 8 of their last 8 in 10. Like they're really coming. And then you got the Warriors who have been horrible. If they can get hot though, they can at least make the play in and create some urgency. I think Grizzlies are the only one. Unfortunate that Ja, isn't in because he then could have, ruffled some feathers. Then you got the Blazers who are horrible and the Spurs. That's just This is what gets me about Wemby, and I don't even think it's his fault. Because since we had that talk about Rookie of the Year, he's been phenomenal.
Yeah.
But it's so hard for me to say you're a Rookie of the Year when your team is 6 out of 36 games. Like, you should be making more of a difference. Now, I know this could be Pop not playing him.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it is.
But it just breeds a losing culture. That's why we liked Michael Jordan, because he joined a 27 and 55 team and refused to lose.
Yeah.
Like when they were putting on minutes restriction, coming back from injuries, like that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because winning culture is important, because if you lose often enough, it doesn't matter. And we say it with footy all the time. A lot of those teams who tanked were still shit, because even when they got the right players, their whole team was used to losing.
Yeah, they couldn't work together.
Because winning is a skill.
Yeah.
Winning is a skill.
100%. And I think, but like we said, Pop has done it time and time again. He's got the script. He knows his process. He's very. These guys are coaches. They get it. They do it They do it day in, day out.
He's been doing it. He's been doing it for 26 years.
Exactly. He's 26 years of experience. I'm sure they are going to be where they need to be. A deliberate. You know what's weird? We did do a Chet. Is it Chet Holmgren? Holmgren. Don't know how to pronounce that. I'm just going to call him Chet. Then you got Victor Wembanyama. I think I nailed that. We'll call him Wemby and Chet. Now, they're the two that are up there with Rookie of the Year. Ever since we probably had that debate and I said Chet is up there. I think you did too.
As well.
Wemby's just turned it on. Chet's doing well, but he's just playing his role in the team. And the thing is, though,
that's why the conversation is interesting.
He's playing his role in a winning squad that's up equal first in the Western Conference, which is the hardest conference by a mile at the moment. So you look at it and you're like, okay, how do you rate that score?
Could Wemby have played in that system?
I don't know. He might be too. He might be too dominant.
Well, we did a video on Wilt, and I didn't mention this story, but they asked him, because he would go up against Bill Russell's Celtics, who were known for being a better side, and they asked him, if you had Bill Russell's side, would you have been as dominant and won? And he's like, probably not, because Bill Russell made all his players better. If I went and played the players like Havlicek, Casey Jobes, Bob Cousy, they have to go through me. So their scoring ability drops. So I can. So they necessarily wouldn't have been as good. Yeah. So Chet playing in this system well shows he's a team player. And that's really what it's about.
I think he's doing an incredible job for a team that is equal first. I think he should be. I still think he's there for Rookie of the Year if he can consistently.
You can make the case for both.
100%, because Wemby's, then you look at it and he's the only good player in the Spurs. I don't know another player in the Spurs that's actually any good. So you look at it and you're like, how do you value? Anyone who is watching, please chuck in a comment. Where do you see who's up there? Have you got Chet or Wemby at the moment? Who's your Rookie of the Year at the minute? I'm curious to hear what the viewers have to say. We talk about it a lot, and I think it's a hard one to rank because they're at two polar opposite ends when it comes to their teams. And it's hard to see, one is the system, one's playing in the system. And it's hard, how do you, score that? So it's a hard one.
It's an interesting one.
We're going to jump into the next segment, guys. We've got our top 10 current NBA players of all time. We've got number 5. We're going to get John to get this one underway. We have had the last two have been identical. Obviously, this list, we haven't revealed it to one another.
I think it's been the last 3.
Yeah, last 3, sorry. And look, it makes a lot of sense because there's,
It's a
10 fucking fabulous players and we have very similar taste in what we see as good players. So
All right,
lead the way.
I'll go through it. This guy is an NBA champion. He's won an NBA Finals MVP. He's won 2 MVPs. He's got 5-time NBA All-Star, 3-time All-NBA First Team. He's a Western Conference Finals MVP, which just got made. This guy averages a triple-double almost all the time. I think he's 3rd for all-time triple-doubles. This guy has revolutionized
He's top
the
4.
center. Top 4 what?
He's
But
top 4 in the all time.
have we got the same
most
one?
triple double, and he's the fastest
We got the
triple.
same one.
He's the first. He holds the record for the fastest triple double, which was achieved in 14 minutes and 33 seconds in a game.
Okay.
So, and I know who you're going to say.
This guy has revolutionized the center position because normally a center's needed someone to give them the ball. This guy facilitates the offense. He wins on the
Freak.
balls. He doesn't need to score
I've
for
changed
them
my
to
tune on
win.
him. I've changed my
He's
tune
an
on him.
absolute star. He's completely changed the game at the center position.
Yeah.
And in 2016, LeBron James did something that no one had done and led both teams in every statistical category on the field. Nikola Jokic last year in the whole playoffs entirely led every single team in points, rebounds, assists.
Yeah.
This guy is and he's going to keep going and go. He's only 28.
He's a gun.
He's a gun.
a-
He is going to continue to get better and better and better, and very excited to see.
He's a freak. I had the same. So he's our number 5th on the list. I think our list is going to be very similar coming up to the next.
Well, there's
4.
only 4.
There's only these were the top 5. The previous ones really hadn't had much MVP or personal accolades to stand out. Some of them have won a few championships. We will go through and revise. We'll say where our list stands in the next one so that you guys understand. Because we've got the top. Oh, we might do that on. Yeah, we'll do that on our number 4 so that our top 3 we can make very clear. Who they are. So, look, I had the exact same. No surprise there. Joker's, 5th. I think the top 4 above him just have that more of an edge. And I think, like we said, Joker's 28. He's still got a lot in him. One thing I found funny about the Joker, I think he was on I don't know where I heard this, but I think he had an interview and they were like, do you like fame and all the stuff that comes on the NBA? And he's like, nah, I just want to when I retire, I'm just going to just go to my country and just not be, I don't want to be known. And you look at him, right? You wouldn't actually know him. If he stood off the court and he'd be the sort of player that would rock a hat or something like that.
He's
and rock
7
a
foot
tee.
though, so you probably would.
You'd see him as 7 foot. But if you're over in his country, you probably I don't know if you would, but I reckon
His
he'd
country
reside.
would know who he
He'd
is.
reside to, yeah, that's true. Actually, he probably has a pretty small country. Where does he come from?
Serbia. So you got the
Serbia
guy.
big?
So you got him as as arguably the best player in the COP, and you got Nikola Joker. What's his Novak Djokovic? They're both from Serbia.
Oh, so yeah, the best tennis player and the best NBA player at the time.
Right
I
now.
would say right now, who's your number 1 player right now? We're not talking about our top 10
No.
current of all time, in terms of accolades and championships.
We spoke about it's a very interesting
form.
question. And it's like what I talked about with the face of the league, that everyone's quick to name who the best player in the comp is because they need to do it.
Yeah.
It was clearly MJ. Then for a few years, it chopped and changed. And then it was clearly LeBron. And then then I believe it was Giannis. He won 2 MVPs and then a Finals MVP. That's what Joker's done. But Giannis has been so good, and he's better on the defensive end than the Joker is.
Yeah, agreed.
But obviously the Joker, I mean, you can't say that the Nuggets are a better side than the Bucks were last year in terms of list. So he's got something there. I actually believe I've just got Giannis just purely just because of the defensive side, but it's 1 and 1A.
Yeah.
And this year, really,
Yep.
for me, whoever does better in the playoffs, meaning the title's up for grabs. The title's up for grabs between Giannis and Joker. I know that's a cop-out answer, but I believe it's between those two. You don't need to crown someone who's the best player all the time. I know it's good for
Joker.
talking. You going for Joker? Okay.
So I just think I
So
think
what
at the
if,
moment.
what if
No, we're not doing speculative.
What if-
I think I'm going to look at it from a season standpoint.
Yeah.
I think the way he plays is so consistent. I just can't see him. The way Giannis plays, he plays with heart. And I love that about him. He's a feisty player. He comes out. He's a bull. Absolute beast. Like one of the best to get to the rim. He can shoot. He's got handles. The guy's a freak. Like he's the Greek freak, 100%. The Joker, he's just Mr. Consistent. You know, he splashed. I saw the game winner against the Warriors. That was incredible. But his passing ability too, for a big man, his shooting ability is just effortless, and he doesn't get enough of it at the moment. I don't know what that's about. I just think he's too good a player to pass up. Considering how consistent he is, I think if he can take the Nuggets, you know, to a top 2 position, I think he'll take out the MVP this year. Okay. That's where I see it sitting. I don't see. I don't. SGA was up there. He's definitely now not. I think that, you know, Giannis is definitely up there. Luka Doncic.
Can I read out? All right, I'm going to read out the stats
Go.
from these two for the year. Giannis Antetokounmpo averages 31.4 points this year. Nikola averages 25.5. Rebounds. Giannis averages 11.5. Nikola 11.8. So points, Giannis has got a clear edge.
Yep,
They're even
clear
on
edge.
rebounds. Assists, Giannis 5.9. Nikola 9.2.
That's big.
They're big, but it's big on the points too. Efficiency 50.
Hold up. When he's dishing out an assist is worth 2 points. So I look at that. Sorry, I'm being a dickhead.
But he averages 6 more points. It almost evens out. Giannis is averaging at 60% from the field. Nikola's 57%.
But whoa. How many times does Joker does it? He takes threes. How many does Giannis take? I want to.
Hang on, and Nikola's Moster from the bucket too. He's a center.
Yeah, but I'm saying Joker takes way more shots than Giannis does. We could evaluate that.
Ooh, no, that's why Giannis has such a low 3-point.
Yeah, no,
Giannis takes threes, stupid threes. It's ridiculous. What I'm saying is because I don't disagree with your assessment. They're fucking pretty even.
So I think Giannis is
let's not forget what Giannis is. And Giannis is a much better defender.
Hold up. I think I said a few videos ago that I think Giannis is up there and he'll probably take on the face of the league, which means arguably I do think he's up there as one of the best in the league right now. Like arguably the best.
It's just interesting to see the stat. It's just interesting to see the stats. That's why
I think the Joker's playing a conservative game at the moment. I think he's going to fucking turn it on in the second half of the year. I think honestly, like it's coming up
great
to that
watch.
And
Imagine watching them go at it. Oh, okay. So what I just said, they're fighting for it. Imagine if it was a Milwaukee.
That'd be big.
Because that would literally be like there is no argument who the best player in the league now. Whoever won that is the best player in the league.
Yeah,
be great to watch.
No, I agree. I completely agree. Well, guys, I think that pretty much wraps up for today. I think we've summed up everything.
I was going to say go through the games, but it is fucking horrible.
Is there anything good? Is there any game?
76ers, Kings, Hawks, Pacers, Pistons, Rockets. The poor Trailblazers have to verse the Thundercats. That's a big shellacking. Heat versus Magic. Grizzly versus yes. Let's go.
No. I'm still playing.
Grizzly versus Clippers. Bulls versus Warriors. Spurs versus Hornets. Jazz versus Raptors. Nuggets and Pelicans is actually. That's probably the best game tomorrow. That
will be a good game. So
after what we just got fucking 10 games of shit.
We had 5 games of greatness, and then we've got 10 games. Quality over quantity. NBA should remember that, but they ain't gonna because they're just all about that marketing tomorrow's game.
They're all about that money.
All about the money, and it's hard to keep up with. We're going to be honest. It's fucking quick. This sport is like, how do you produce content for this shit and actually like
and get ready,
make it relevant
for a build-up?
Like, there's no excitement.
Very, very excited. I was talking to it before. Can't wait to see when football season starts.
Yeah.
Because this show's going to change a lot.
Dramatically.
Don't get me wrong, we've loved basketball and it's been a good test for us. When footy comes down, there's going to be a big structure to it and we just know the sport better as well.
Yeah. Thank you for watching, guys. Please hit the like, subscribe.
Ring the fucking bell.
Ring the fucking bell, as John said. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one.